This video is sponsored by Squarespace. You guys surprise me sometimes. I just picked up this. In this sleek black box, we have the Huion Inspiroy Keydial. What surprised me is how many of you were requesting a review of this device. I'm not going to be doing a full review. This is more of a impressions, just testing it out. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do the whole test on multiple computer things, but I did want to try it. Basically what this thing is, it's a mashup between a traditional drawing tablet and then half of a keyboard kind of smooshed together. It's an interesting idea because Huion's already been making drawing tablets that have shortcut keys on there already. This just puts that into hyperdrive. And clearly, based on many of the comments I've been getting over the last few months, this is something a lot of you are really interested in. So let's check it out. Also, I am adding this to my list of drawing tech that I've reviewed. If you're doing research or just trying to figure out, hey, what is out there? My website is the place where I've compiled all of that information to help you out. In the box, we have the tablet itself. Now, this is Huion's first tablet that's entirely Bluetooth. They've done wireless before, but this is the first time with Bluetooth. They also include a wireless USB adapter if you want to go that way instead. There's also a USB cable included here, so if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, that's available as well. This cord also serves as a way to recharge the battery in the tablet over time. Huion says once you charge this, you can use this all day and it will last for days and days and days on standby. Like all of Huion's products, this comes with the standard Huion pen, which I have grown to really enjoy over the years. It has improved immensely, and this is the same pen they've been using for about 2 years now. There's also a pen holder in the box, and inside that, they have some extra nibs. And I get really excited about this, an instruction booklet. That's not the part I get excited about. I get excited about the drawing glove. Like all of Huion's products, this is going to work with all of the art tools that you're used to, whether it's Photoshop or Clip Studio or Medibang Paint. It's going to work on a PC, it's going to work on a Mac. You've probably already noticed this is not a screen-based drawing tablet, so this works in one of those ways where you're drawing on it, it's sitting in front of your computer, and the lines are appearing on your computer screen in front of you. So if you've never used anything like that before, it does take some time to get used to. I would suggest using it every day a little bit until you kind of get that eye-hand coordination going. But with that said, let's jump over to the test. Let's actually use this thing. But before I get to it, I do want to thank today's sponsor, Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content. Manage your members, send email communications, and leverage audience insights, all in one easy-to-use platform. Squarespace has the tools you need to get your business off the ground, including e-commerce templates, inventory management, a simple checkout process, and secure payments. Whatever you sell, Squarespace has the merchandising features that you need to make your products look their best online. Squarespace takes all the guesswork out of search engine optimization for your website, which means you'll get found and searched by more people more often. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/BradColbo to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. All right, here we are. I've got everything hooked up to my computer and everything seems to be working exactly how I expected it to. So there's a couple different ways you can hook this up. Right now I have a lot of wires coming out of here. Doesn't look pretty, but there are several ways you can use it. You can also use it wirelessly. Since I've already used it wired in, I'm gonna unplug it really quick and we're gonna try it wireless. Gonna go ahead and unplug that. All right, let's try drawing. Why aren't you working? And hey, we are wireless. And this thing is working. Hey, it looks like it's working pretty well too. Works the same way either way, so that's good. Wired or wireless. All right, I wanted to pull up the drivers just to show you what you could expect. There's different tabs here. The main tab is the pen tablet, which is what you see here, which shows us all our shortcut keys and everything. And then there's a pen tab, which allows you to jump in and play with pressure and that sort of thing. We're gonna go back to our keys. So what's important to know is by default here, most of these keys on here are not programmable. They're just the keys you would use. And this is the left-hand side of the keyboard, you know, the Q, W, E, R keys. Most of the keys you need for keyboard shortcuts. There are some things that I rely on the other side of the keyboard. All right, I wanted to pull up the drivers just to show you what you could expect. There's different tabs here. The main tab is the pen tablet, which is what you see here, which shows us all our shortcut keys and everything. And then there's a pen tab, which allows you to jump in and play with pressure and that sort of thing. We're gonna go back to our keys. So what's important to know is by default here, Most of these keys on here are not programmable. They're just the keys you would use. And this is the left-hand side of the keyboard, you know, the Q, W, E, R keys. Most of the keys you need for keyboard shortcuts. There are some things that I rely on the other side of the keyboard. For example, the bracket keys for increasing and decreasing your brush size or being able to zoom in and out. That all happens on the other side of the keyboard. That can't happen here. But you can go in here. There is this zoom wheel up here. And if I go ahead and tap on that, let me go back in there. I can set this to various things. So for example, I really like to set that to adjusting my brush size. So I can go ahead and set that there. And if I wanted to, these are just the default settings. I could go in and customize this however I wanted to, but I'm good with brush size. Now these keys up here, these K keys, you could do a lot of different things. You could use them as number keys, which is what I think they're set to for default now. But I'm going to go ahead and take key 4. So I'm going to make that command minus, which will allow me to zoom out. Let me jump to the other one and I'll make this command plus so I can zoom in. So that way this is handling brushes, this is handling zoom in and zoom out. So I can set it up so that it's going to work pretty well for me. So I can make this brush really big with the dial, or I can make it, you know, much smaller with the dial. That's going to serve me well. And then of course Control Z still works there. I can hit E for eraser, I can hit B for brush. So many of the things that I need are available here. As far as drawing goes, it works pretty good. This is exactly how I expect, you know, Huion stuff to work. There's a tiny bit of wobble and wave that you can detect, but I don't think it's anything bad. I really like how lines look when you start to increase the speed and you start to do your hatch lines. You do get a little bit of check marking at the bottom of things if you go too fast, but you're kind of used to that with these sort of Huion devices. I've always said that this is very similar to the experience on Wacom, and they've gotten much closer over the years. It's going to get you about 90% of the way there for a fraction of the price. All right, so I think our next step is to sketch something out. I think the first thing I notice here when I'm playing around in Photoshop is that this is a good size. Sometimes when these drawing areas get really small, it can be hard to hit some of the smaller like interface elements. But what I'm finding here is this is a good enough size that I can go and hit some of those tiny little interface elements and really kind of achieve what I want to achieve. All right, enough talking, let's get to drawing. All right, so what are my thoughts after using this for a little bit? Just to draw some sketches here, is this is exactly what I expected. I've used many of these Huion type tablets before, and this draws identical to those. The other thing I've noticed is I am really bad at using one of these without any practice. But it's a good size, keyboard shortcuts work, drivers work, everything installed easily without any problems. And so basically, I can confirm that, yeah, this is what I expected. So let me know what you think down below. Do you think this is a good device? Do you think this is a good path for Huion to take? Should they continue down this path? Hit me up in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days.